Let's talk about evaluations. There's been some conversation, obviously, with the Shedeur Sanders evaluation, exactly what goes into the process of evaluating certain players. But at least somebody's going to be honest about something here. Bucs GM Jason Licht was on the J.P. Peterson show and had this to say about the evaluations in Tampa.
We have a long process of defining who we're taking off and who we're not. Now, it's just because the guy's maybe people don't like him and he's a, D-bag, or we're not going to just automatically take him off. It's got to affect their football character, and it's got to affect the team. I mean, there's a lot of people that fit that description that are very good football players, and maybe it works in their favor.
So he also went on to say that if you can get to the quarterback and you're an a-hole or a D-bag, they'll probably take you within reason. So at least somebody in the NFL is honest about it.
It's generally more acceptable to have a guy that plays defense have a disposition about him. It just can't be a reckless disposition.
So a quarterback can't be an a-hole?
It's just you're held to a different standard.
It's a different a-hole.
Yeah, you're held to a different.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not like what he's talking about. Yeah.
What's the difference?
For example, if they're like, oh man, we want to take Steve, right? He's a really, really great edge rusher, but man, he's had some off the field issues. He smashed a kid's face into the sink. He got in a couple bar fights. He's got some edginess to him, right? If that's a defensive player, they're like, all right. I mean, got a little baggage. We kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to check into it. But the reality is like they don't mind that sort of baggage for a defensive player. If they're like, hey, meet Al, he plays quarterback, and yeah, he's got a little bit of an issue. He gets in some chipping against some bar fights, and maybe he got caught mouthing off to something else. They're like, oh, we don't want to have an asshole in here as our quarterback. Like that's what it is. Can I say that word?
Yeah. No, you can't. No.
Okay, well, that's
I got you.
Not
Sorry.
that one. Yeah.
Right.
I got it.
My bad.
That's all right. You
that
can
being
use
said,
both those words, just not together.
Just not together.
Not together.
Yeah. Sorry.
7 seconds apart, even.
That's all right. Oh, yeah, 7 seconds apart. Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Anyway, my apologies.
No, it's
but
all right.
You get my point, right?
Yeah, we do. It's interesting because you take, think about two of the arguably greatest football players, but on defense. I mean, they didn't cut or release Ray Lewis after 2000.
Why would they?
I mean, he wasn't found guilty, but they did cuff him up, and he did have to appear in court.
Guilty of what?
And then we could take and look at LT and what LT had going on. They didn't cut him. They didn't cut him. In fact, they adapted.
He wasn't
and they
doing
adjusted.
it. He was just smelling it. He wasn't.
I don't know, man. Like. All I'm gonna say is if you had quarterbacks getting themselves into that type of situations, I just don't think that they would be welcomed back, unless they're like greatest of all time. Which, have you ever heard of any greats of all time outside of maybe Brett Favre? Maybe Brett Favre. Can you think of anybody else that you would say have sketchy character type traits about him?
Roethlisberger's got a couple of things.
Okay, Roethlisberger, you could throw him on there. That's a good one.
I mean,
that's a good one.
And listen, I don't want to start any problems here.
But not coming into the league. Roethlisberger didn't have that coming into the league.
No. And I don't want to start any problems here. Like, maybe it is possible that maybe quarterbacks are just better people.
No, they just have to. They have to present themselves. They're actually disgusting people in some regards.
Despicable people.
Despicable.
Despicable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes they are the worst of us. Believe you me.
The worst. Oh, yeah.
Believe you me.
Yeah.
They get all the attention for one. Everybody is like, we know who the quarterback is. Sometimes they are not the worst as in my teammate the worst. I'm saying the worst than what you could think that they be doing. They aren't. They're not super well. Y'all aren't super well. Like, all of y'all are not super well behaved people. Believe me, I've hung out with enough QBs in my day.
Yeah,
they're not all well super behaved. Is all I'll say. And don't just have the gift to give you a snap count. They have the gift to gab. Real good. like, dang. When they say quarterback to play, some of them cats really could bring you home, and you ain't even got to do much.
What kind of play are we talking about?
I'm just saying. You know what play I'm talking about. That play that'll keep us over in Brazil forever. for life.
Hey, Brady, I'm running out of reasons why we haven't been back yet. Here, you talk to her. I already did flight delay. I already did abducted. I don't running out of options.
Well,
here.
I mean, I've already got one in the back pocket that I think would work always. So.
Let's
just keep it there. You gonna ask him for it?
I'm not gonna say
just keep it there. Yeah. Jonas about to ask you for it. Just keep it there.
Say, Jonas.
I'm just gonna keep it all the way real. I mean, I just ain't coming back, and you know exactly why.
But it does so when they're talking about these players that have these character issues, like Mike Green of Marshall, he was a guy who they looked at and was like, well, that's a first round talent, but he slipped until the second round, I believe. Yeah. It's like that.
There's financial considerations too. All right, and to compare, I know we've got it on here, I think, for the next segment, but we can kind of hit it up now. So, Jaden Higgins signed a fully guaranteed second round deal. All right, so we have not seen that until this contract. At least I'd have to sort through a bunch of the second round picks to look at how legitimate that is one way or another. But the reason why that's significant is because you're saying right now, hey, Mike Green should have been a first round pick based on his talent, based on his measurables, all these things. But he had these character issues. So he slides to the second round. Why is that? Well, it's less of a financial commitment. These first round deals are fully guaranteed, 4 years, fully guaranteed deals. That's significant. The team is obviously, when we're talking about, depending on where you're taking in the first round, some of these guys are making, what, $40 million now on these rookie deals. And it's fully guaranteed. So do you think an owner wants to sign off on a guy that's got a history like that could potentially do it again? We are all creatures of habit, not saying that he's going to do it again or he's going to, any of these other players will do something again. But you have to be aware enough to say we're human beings. We make mistakes, and we tend to sometimes repeat those mistakes. Ask Lee.
Dang.
But the reality is
funny because you called it at the perfect time on
where
Lee.
Is he?
Yeah,
exactly.
He's not here.
I know.
He's
Exactly.
pooping.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a separate story. But you get my point.
He's sitting in the restroom.
It's less of a financial. It's pinch it off, Lee.
We have multiple breaks, and he picks during the show to go.
He's listening to us right now, trying to. It's probably all on his hand. Let's see how quick he gets back in.
He's on a delay.
He'll be out of breath too. He'll be completely out of breath. But you get my point. It's less of a financial risk, which is why it's usually tied with guys slipping to the second, third round of the draft sometimes. And then in some cases, even in day three.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. He got back in there quick.
I bet he did.
Lee, did you hear us talking about you while you were resting?
No.
Oh.
I wasn't resting. I was working.
Oh, he was working. All right. Okay. I mean,
what were we talking about?
You working a commode? Were you working the commode?
No.
Oh, you were working.
I was working.
Oh, okay.
Prepping.
Lee did call me and say like he's going to do more. He's into this doing more things. So I believe him. I don't believe you were taking a respite in the restroom. I believe you. All right. Anyways, back to what you were saying, Q.
Yeah. Nothing else you wanted me to weigh in on?
No, you're good. No,
we
don't
want to know what I was doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I just said, look, we're all creatures of habit. We tend to sometimes make mistakes twice.
Yes.
And here's the tough thing about the NFL is the NFL is a league of, or I should say in the NFL, if you're what's called a mistake repeater, you will not be in there very long. And so the first mistake is what dings you if you're a first round talent of being, in the second, third, fourth round, depending on the severity. The second mistake is usually what's going to cost you your job altogether. Now, if you're supremely talented, maybe you can get another shot. But for the most part, if you've got baggage coming in, depending on where you get drafted and how bad that baggage is, you might only get one more shot the rest of the way.